Okay, good morning, Level Up Lobby. Happy Sunday. Sunday the 24th of April. Let me see who we've got live. There we are, lovely Lisa's joined me live. So yes, I wouldn't be here without a smile on my face. I've had a smile on my face after the week I've had. And for those of you who follow, good morning Fiona, those of you who follow me on a regular basis, you're gonna know what happened this week. Let me know in the comments, what happened to me this week? What occurred? Good morning, Hugh. What happened to me this week? So, this week's been an amazing week. And lots of you know that I got a lovely delivery of a goal I had set 10 years ago. And that is my lovely miniature pony. I've been talking about, yes, Lisa knows, Ocean the miniature Shetland pony. And I've been talking about this pony forever. And this, I was just having some quiet reflection about this particular goal. And not everybody wants a miniature pony. And that's okay. Maybe you want a Porsche. What do you want? But there's so many lessons, there's so many layers to this lesson and awareness that I have gained from the achievement of this goal, which I would have categorized as a C-type goal, because it's nothing I'd ever done before, and I had no clue how I was going to do it. And one of the big lessons I learned from this was that I was seeking validation for this goal. Okay? At one point, when this came into my mind, this desire came into my mind, what I want to say is any desire that comes into that's kind of placed upon your heart, comes into your mind, means that you can do it. Okay? That you can achieve it. And at the time, 10 years ago, at the time, I took a wee notion for this miniature pony. And it would not leave me. But I was living in a nice home, but I had no room for a pony. Absolutely no room. And then across the road, there was a farm beside me across the road. They had a field. And the next thing, didn't they have a wee Shetland pony in this field? And I was like, this is before my way of thinking, my new way of thinking, okay? I was like, that's a wee bit coincidence. And then I just made it even stronger. I was like, oh my goodness, they've got their pony and I want a pony and all of the things, okay? And fast forward then, 5 years later, and thank you so much for you guys joining me this morning. I'm talking about my pony. 5 years later, an opportunity came and my husband and I moved into our dream home. And that's where I live now. And I am very blessed to say I've been living in my dream home for 5 years. At the age of 33, that's when I moved into my dream home. And I look back and I just think that's incredible. But guess what? There was room for a pony. And I remember going in, I had a name in my mind. I wanted a little white pony. Her name was going to be Ocean. Sorry, not Ocean, Whisper. Obviously you can tell I've got Ocean. And good morning, Isabel and Claire. Thank you so much for joining me live. And I called this, we've got, every house has a garden. I've got 3, okay? So one of these gardens, it's a beautiful circular garden. You'll see it on my stories. If you follow me on Facebook, or if you don't follow me on Instagram, I'll leave my handle so you can follow me on Instagram. It's all mindset, pony spam, sunrise spam, sea view spam. That's what you're going to find there, okay? And I named this particular garden the Whisper Garden. And I said to my husband, that's where my pony's going to live. Now, he did not want a pony. He's like, very much against it. Too much work, too much hassle. The usual excuses. But then, that was okay. So, had the house. Still no, had the room for a pony. Still no pony. No pony. Why was I not going for this goal? And then I started to think a different way. And then I started to build this amazing business. And things got really exciting. And I kept thinking about, why is there no pony? Because had the room, had the money, still no pony. And it wasn't until I became a consultant with Proctor Gallagher Institute with Bob Proctor that I realized, because my teaching and my learnings and my study got deeper and deeper, I realized I was looking for permission. Not from my husband. Who needs that? was looking for validation for this pony. It's like, why do you need it? You know, society said everybody's going for the big house, the big car, all the things, and I'm like, but sure, getting a pony, that's silly. But it wasn't silly, because I looked, there was Bob in his 80s, and he was spending $1 million in a state-of-the-art studio at his home. Why? Did he need it? No. He wanted it. Okay? He wanted it. Want is the only prerequisite for a worthy goal. So that's what I want to ask you guys this morning. What does he really want? Now, so the goal goes on. So I really started to build this idea, and when I was like, okay, I really want this pony, the opportunities started to arise, okay? The universe started delivering all these signals. So it was afternoon tea that you heard last year with the wee miniature pony that I was following on Instagram, like a little stalker. And I knew, you know what? And this is what happens. See, when you go for a goal and you're looking for validation, looking for permission, and it can be difficult, and people, they see it as an obstacle. So there I was, amazing marriage, but hubby wasn't down about this idea, and I get it, it's his life too, but I really wanted this pony. And sometimes, and this is what blocks a lot of us, and that's why I'm like, is this blocking you too? We are not focusing on how we are going to feel when we get this goal. Because if you could see the benefit of everything, when we go on a diet, we're like, oh my god, we focus on, I'm so hungry, I don't have enough food in my body, and this is not fun. We're not focusing on how we're going to feel on the other side when you reach a fitness goal, or you're getting into different size of clothes and you feel better. We are not focusing on that enough, and we're not in the habit of focusing on that, because our programming has us programmed culturally, individually, to think of negative things. And I realized if I could get my husband to see the benefits, yes, there are benefits to a pony, guys, okay, then I wouldn't have to convince him. And that was him seeing my little face lit up, interacting with this pony. Guys, worked. A clincher. It's perfect. And a lot of the obstacles gave way. Now, there's some other things happened. So literally within 6 weeks, I had found, just by chance, I had an off-chance conversation with somebody who I already know used to breed. I breed them. So this is how much this block was blocking me. It wasn't like I didn't have the room, I didn't have the time, didn't have the money, or didn't know where to find one. It was right there in front of my face the whole time. This is what happens, it's only when you are truly ready and you are on that conscious awareness, you're consciously on the same level of what you want, then all the things come together. So suddenly within 6 weeks, I messaged a friend like, oh, actually, do you have any ponies for sale? Yes, I do. Interesting. I'm looking for a few. Within a week, pony was purchased. Okay? And I did that without permission. I didn't ask hubby, can I have this pony? I just wanted it. And I did it because I knew that it would be okay. I knew that we would enjoy it. And that was the first time I've ever done something like that. That's quite a commitment. When it comes to doing things or making decisions around big commitments, there's things I would often share with my husband. I wouldn't just go and buy a new car without having a conversation, but I should be able to buy a new car without having a conversation with my husband. And actually, I don't think he would really care if I bought myself a new car and didn't tell him, because he loves cars. But I did that on my own, and that really shifted me. I really rose up in awareness, because if you are not, and it can be something really simple, if fear is holding you back, if you're a fear of judgment, like, oh, husband's going to be really mad if I do this, he's going to be alright. He's going to be a wee bit miffed for a while. I keep searching the office in case he's printed out the divorce papers. But I knew wholeheartedly that it was going to be okay. And that was a ballsy move for me, and I just did it anyway. And it was amazing then when that happens, how everything starts to fall into place. Like, suddenly, hubby was really on board in a really different way. Like, he told me a story one morning. He woke up in the middle of the night at 4 a.m. and we had some unfortunate things had happened at the start of our building when we're planning to build the its wee shed, its wee stable and its fencing area. In actual fact, the guy that we had booked in to do it passed away on suddenly, and it put a real cloud against things. And I was like, oh, it kind of shook me a wee bit. I was like, ooh. But so we paused it, and then one night, my husband told me the next morning he woke up in the middle of the night. So he didn't wake me. He woke up at 4 a.m. in the middle of the night with this urgency that he had to go on the internet and search for a garden shed that he could adapt into this stable for this pony. Now, guys, when we are taught this material, we are taught that nature is friendly to our plans and the universe will bend to your goals. So the universe was bending like this. It was waking my husband up from his sleep to go and make sure this was going to happen for me. Like, isn't that incredible? And this is how I look back, and I was like, yes, some acres of diamonds. I thought, this is incredible. It's one thing going for a goal yourself, right? And I've achieved many things where I've been so focused and I've done the work. But this is manifesting on a different level. This is manifesting where I was really bringing in the resources that I needed. I needed my husband to be on board to help me get the materials and the help that we needed to complete this project. And it was coming effortlessly. Like, I didn't even have to tell my husband. The universe just waking him up, going, your wife wants this pony, get moving. And it was amazing. And even he, yes, Glenn, it's so spooky, but even he said, and my husband not overly into this material as I am. He's watching the sidelines, enjoying the show, like many people do. But I'm encouraging you not to sit on the sidelines and watch the show. I am encouraging you to create your own show. But he said he felt a real urgency, and it was like he was being told what to do. But I didn't spend all day going, I want a pony, I want a pony. I spent my visualization, what I would be doing, what would be happening. And so that was one of the things. So anyway, fast forward, and he's here. And everything fell into place because I still had obstacles. I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to get it down here. But I did, guys, I'm telling you, I did not spend time worrying about how things were going to happen. I just spent time like, it'll work out. Because I had to. Because, well, number one, the pony was bought. And even though my husband joked at times, he goes, I wonder if I paid that girl money, would she keep that pony? And I'd be like, don't even think about it. But it was just that one thing with my husband waking up in the middle of the night. That just goes to show you the power. You don't have to spend your time trying to convince somebody. Go and do it. Spend the time, go and create that goal. And I wrote a few notes here because there was a few other points I wanted to kind of cover. What is it you want? Is there something you're doing and you're not doing it because you are thinking, oh, hubby wouldn't let me, or your partner wouldn't let you? Are you in a state of fear of judgment? So take a few moments this morning, guys, and think about what you really want, okay? And we're removing, don't care, it doesn't matter about the money, it doesn't care about the time, location, but most importantly, what is it you'd love to do, but you're a wee bit embarrassed or you're a wee bit scared because people will think you're an absolute header? Did it cross my mind at one point going, Linda, what will people think of you as a mindset coach if you're yapping on about this pony all the time? And I was like, But then I realised the more authentically I live, the happier my life's going to be. And I'll attract those who are in alignment with that. So that's what I want you to ask. What would you do if you weren't worried about judgment? I want to give you an example. When I was working in the city as a professional, I had these mad notions to dye my hair all crazy colours. But I didn't do it because I was like, oh, you'll not get a good job if you've got your hair dyed purple. Okay, now I work from home and I can colour my hair any colour I want, but I didn't do it because I didn't really want to. But I was making up these silly ideas. What are these silly ideas we're making up in our mind? would you love to get a tattoo, but you fear judgment of like, oh, some people don't like tattoos. Who cares? Do you like them? Go get them. You know? I remember early on, before I was married, Ian would say, like, I would paint my nails all different colours, and he was very vocal about, oh, I like them that colour, but I don't like them that colour. Now I'm just like, and I would have, at that stage, I'm like, oh no, maybe I should just, paint my colours this colour because he likes them. Now I'm like, I'll paint them whatever colour I want. And he's still here. Silly little small things that are holding us back. So I want you to think about what it is you really want. Are you worried about, it's something you want to do, but you're worried about, judgment of why you spend your money doing that, why you spend your time doing that. We should be doing this, we should be doing that. What are you doing? Okay? And what are you not doing, and it's at the expense of your own happiness? And I always say, like, if you look back, what would you regret? What would you regret? Okay? That's the one that really gets me, is what would I regret not doing? And that's not to put you like in a lower vibration, but it's gonna get you spurred on to take action. Okay? And I talked about there, like, I get messages all the time, oh Linda, I love watching your stories and I love seeing this. I'm like, yeah, that's great, I love that. But what are you doing with that? Are you sitting there settling in the quiet life, watching everybody else do all these things, and you're happy for them and it's lovely? Get out of that quiet zone. Don't be sitting there. You've got an amazing life and you've got everything you need. We have an amazing mind. We've got amazing higher mental faculties, and this is something I teach my clients. You've got everything you need, whether you truly believe it or not. We've got everything we need. Some of my most amazing manifestations have came with ease, and I've done so little about it. And I tell these stories all the time. With my car, didn't even test drive the car, hardly even looked at the car. And I made a call one day and it was there. Actually, my husband did all the research. Let me see what Lisa's saying. All our personalities are so different, we should express them beautifully. Yeah. Yeah, the world will be a boring place if we all did the same thing. What is it you'd love to do? But you think, oh, people won't take me seriously. Well, then they're not your people. They're not your people. I look at people I really aspire to are the ones where you're thinking, goodness, why, you think, and you have this judgment, you think, oh, you think if they got to that level and that kind of money, they wouldn't be doing things like that, or they wouldn't be wearing that, or they wouldn't be going there, or, you think, and it's just rubbish. It's absolute rubbish. So, stepping out of the quiet life, I can tell you, like and I laugh about this, my husband's very aware now. He knows it now. Once the idea is implanted in my mind and the desire is set, that's pretty much it. It's inevitable. And I would say manifest notion has been the biggest, because of the layers that were required. Like, I had to move. It was not about buying this one pony. We had to invest many, 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 many thousands into a new home, everything. Now, that wasn't the sole purpose of this house. It was a Brucey bonus, but, there's some big things have to move, And this is the thing, if you're sitting waiting about, how much time are we wasting? Like, I have a wee sand timer. I use it sitting up on my desk. I have a little hourglass. And when I'm talking about time, I use it all the time. Like, we don't get any of that back once your life filters through to the bottom. That's it. Some things will take time to come into formation, but if we're not doing anything about it, it's going to take longer. So that's what I really want you to think about. What it is you really, really want. Okay? Like, I already know the next thing. It's already there. I've been thinking about it for a long, long time. It's already in my mind. And the urgency is starting to build. That's when you really start to move into gear. Okay? So ocean, it's been a lovely week for me. Ocean has been something that I've wanted for a long time. Don't worry, Whisper's still there. She's in my imagination. She hasn't gone anywhere. she's still coming. But yeah, it would have been so easy for me to have talked myself out of it, to talk to, to let somebody else talk me out of it. But I just knew I really wanted this, and I don't need it. It doesn't matter. Why? I remember years ago, I bought myself this bicycle. I really want this bicycle. The beautiful bicycle you get with the wicker basket. And it wasn't overly expensive, but it wasn't cheap either. It was like, you don't just buy it on a whim. Everybody told me, you're never going to ride that bicycle. I didn't care. I still love that bicycle. I never use it. But it was the owning of it, the pleasure of having it. That's why I had it. Okay? And see, and this is the thing, but you're never going to use it. Doesn't matter if you never use it. I have paintings on the wall that I don't even look at anymore, but I have them. That's another sneaky way of validation. Like, you sure you don't need it? You'll never. I don't care. I don't care if you've got 10,000 couture dresses in your wardrobe. If it brings you pleasure just to own them and never wear them, that's enough for you. Now, I know Samara's watching this, so she'll be like, Linda, what are you talking about? She is our beautiful and talented stylist, and if you are looking for a little self-image upgrade and someone to help you out in your wardrobe, she's the girl for you. Yeah, it's enough that it brings you. Does it make you feel good? Does it make me feel good having a wee pony? Absolutely. Does it make me feel good living in a nice house? Yes, it does. Does it make me feel good driving a nice car? Yes, it does. Does it make me feel good when I achieve goals and have successes? Yes, it does. Does it make me feel good sitting back, watching everybody else, and then being hard on myself? I'm not doing something? No, it doesn't make me feel good. It will make you feel good. Don't spend time watching everybody else. Get in and make your own game. Life is so much more fun now. Even work goals are fun for me. So asking yourself what you really, really want. And don't let yourself, your paradigms are, your programming is so entwined sometimes. It can be really sneaky. What's not getting through? Are you playing small? That download just came into my mind. Somebody watching here is playing small. And I don't know who it is, but that just came in. Are you playing small? That is the message. It's say this. It just came through to me there. Are you playing small? Are you playing small? And whoever this is for knows they're playing small. They're just dipping their toe in. So is that you? Are you playing small and you know it? Because that's you settling, staying in safety. Watching everybody else. Are you playing small? Ooh, that was spooky. That was a strong one. So yeah. Who says that saying, go big or go home? I love it though, go big or go home. And I'm never a person that says, stretch yourself till you snap. I like to stretch, but we don't want to snap. I don't want you to ping off and, run away and hide. And that's what happened to a lot of people. They've stretched till they snapped, and then it's so hard to build yourselves back up again. But you can, trust me, you can. And it's only as hard as you let yourself believe it. But yeah, what it is you really, really want. Okay? We don't actually spend so much, and I have a group called Your Worthy Goals Group, and it was something I had only intended ever just to be a one-off, and it was just so energetic that I use it all the time. Go big or go home. I love it. This group, and suddenly I'm like, it became more than just teaching people about their goals. It's like it's a place where you're going to spend time thinking about what you want. If you haven't spent time really thinking about what you want, and I'll pop this link in here as well, you can join our Worthy Goals Group. I'm going to restart the training on the 2nd of May. So if you feel like, if you're in a place in your life where you want to hit the reset button, I just need to wipe the slate clean and start again. This is for you, okay? And I'll pop that link in here as well. Join that. It's a week long. There's people here watching this morning have been in that group and loved it. Really stretched their thinking, really started open-minded possibilities. If you feel like you don't have any options and you've got no possibilities, get yourself in that group. Okay? Get yourself in that group. Start thinking about what you want. And it's way more fun to think about what you want, to be honest. That's when life gets really, really interesting. But don't sit back and watch. Yes, come and watch me and jump around this field with a pony. And, you know, next month I'm doing another big goal. Next month, another big goal's coming for me, and I already know it's there, and I'm really excited. I'm going to be sharing it, and it's something I just put in that I wanted to do this year, and I'm doing it. Let me see who's coming. Yeah, there was Lisa. She joined in. Your Worthy Goals is an amazing group. Time to start thinking about what you want. Making that list of things you really want to do. So, Ocean's here, loving him. He's come on leaps and bounds. He was a very shy. He had a hard wee day the first day, and my heart was broke. My heart was broke for him. But now his character's coming out, and he's ruling the world. He's the boss. So he is. He is the boss. So I'll pop those couple links in. I'll pop you my Instagram handle. You can follow me. On Instagram, you can get all the pony spam you want. And I'll pop in that link about your Worthy Goals group. Okay? It'll be in the description. Start thinking about what you want. But if you have something already in mind and you're feeling so stuck, just have a conversation with me. That's what changed me. I had a conversation with someone, and it was one of the most important conversations I ever had, and it changed everything for the rest of my life. Everything. And remember, what you put off persists, or what you're resisting, it just grows and grows and grows. Sometimes it makes it more powerful, and you want it even more. And sometimes it can, if it's a problem that you're not facing, a fear you're not facing, it makes it bigger and bigger and bigger. Let's see. So much value. Yes, he was in there too. So much value. Okay, don't sit on the sidelines. Don't be watching crazy girls buy ponies. My friends tell me, actually one friend texted me and she said to me, I always knew your dreams would come true. Are your friends saying that to you? Are your friends saying, oh, I always know your dreams will come true? Now, why do you think they say that to me? Because I do a lot of talking. And people do a lot of talking. But that's one of the big, apart from my two favorite, that's one of my favorite compliments. But my favorite compliment I receive is people love my energy. I love my energy too. I think it's a great compliment. But that's what my friends are saying about me. My husband says, I know you. Once you get an idea in your mind, that's it. That's it. It's going to happen. Do your friends, do your partners, husbands, wives, would they say that about you? Go, oh, see, when Susie gets an idea in her head, that's it. She's going to do it. Or I always knew that that dream that you had would come true. If they're not saying it, it's because you are not thinking about your goals, what you really want in life. You're not going for things that you want authentically. Okay? You're not chasing the things, well, not that you should chase anything, but you're not working towards something that you want. That doesn't matter what anybody else is doing. I was like, and Bob would teach the clues are there. The clues are always there. The signs are in front of us. And the lessons, I was reading a short piece here. It's actually in, it's from this unknown author. And it's the material that I give to my clients. It's called The Rules for Being Human. And the lessons, we keep learning the lessons until they're learned. And we've all been through that cycle. What about you never had to learn the lesson ever about going for your goals because you'd done it over and over again and it was fun? Life's too short to keep learning these lessons that we don't want to learn. Learn the lesson, move on. Okay? It also says here, there are no mistakes, there are only lessons. And that was actually one of the things I forgot to tell you about. When I had this goal that I really wanted, this wee miniature pony, and this is before even my way of thinking now, things started to move, and I actually was in Ballyclare for a beauty treatment, and there was a horse market on. which I didn't even know that was a thing, right? And there was 2 little ponies, and they were all dirty, and I felt so sorry for them. And at the time, my husband and I were planning to go on a trip to Spain, and I had a sizable sum of money in cash in my handbag because I was getting it changed into euros. Okay, and I see the 2 ponies. Suddenly, the wee heart started to burn because the desire to come back. It's like, oh, those wee ponies, I really want one or 2 or all. And suddenly, my hand just dropped to my handbag, and I could feel those notes burning my hand. I was like, "You've got the money." You know, you could hear that little voice. Ask how much they are, and they were very inexpensive. They weren't a lot of money. And I sent a picture to my husband, and he was just like, he's like, I was like, I've got the money for holidays in my bag. I could buy them now. And he's like, don't do that. But the first thing he said was, well, I don't know if they're healthy or not. What happens if they've got illness you don't know about, and they become sick and they die, and then you're heartbroken? I thought, right, okay. So the lesson there was, you know, that you will get sick, your goal will come towards you. For me, I was grateful for that. It wasn't because he said, no, don't be doing that. It was, I never had considered about making sure that I had a nice, healthy one. Because I didn't want my heart to be broken a year down the line. So then it gave me a new level for this. I was like, okay, higher standard. I wanted to make sure I was healthy, I had been well looked after, you know, his parents had well been looked after, and all those things. So that was a great lesson. That was all part of it. See, when you look back, there's so many things that came up, and I learned from. So, and you can choose, well, is that a lesson, or was that just a wee bump on the road? You know, was that a setback? That was never a setback for me. I was like, oh, now I know I want this, but I want it this way. And I was in a way that was good, that was going to be better than, it wasn't just a sneaky obstacle I was putting them away. It was a genuine, actually, you know what, that's really important to me too, which is great. Because you'll always have these non-negotiables when you go for your goals. Be careful of the things you put in front that it's just ego, actually just making it harder for your goal to be achieved. You know, always stick to what you really, really want. Like, what would you be happy with? Like, if this happened, would you still be happy? Yeah. Ask yourself those kind of questions. But that was just one thing I remember. It was a little bump, and I could have taken it either way, but I look back and I was like, oh, it was a really good lesson for me, because it made me realize to be more specific in what I was looking for. And I know this guy's watching this, and be careful what you ask for. I'm not kidding. It is amazing how it works out and what you are delivered if you're not careful what you ask for. And I don't say that to instill fear in you. It's just always be like, what exactly do you want? What exactly do you want? That's so, so important. So yes, thank you so much for watching this morning. Such a great lesson. Ocean has so much to teach me still, I'm sure. But I have to say that this has been one of my favourite manifestations to date. I was very excited about this. It was like getting a new car, or even better. I said at one point, I think it was better than the house, and my husband looked at me. He's like, you better be kidding me. But I wanted to share that story about how he was woke from his sleep, because I want you to understand that some people think that going for goals is really hard. It doesn't have to be. The energy, that infinite source, is so powerful. It will move in mysterious ways, and you don't even need to understand them all. You just have to believe. And that is what happened. It's happened for me, and there's so many amazing stories. I'm sure if you googled manifestation story on YouTube, you could hear some incredible stories. And it's not just happening for them because it's them. It's happening for them because they know how to work with the universal laws that govern everything. I remember once reading, somebody said, oh, the laws didn't work for me. No, you work for the laws. That's the way it goes. You have to work with the laws. They're not going to work out for you. You have to work with them in order for it to work in that ease way. But so yes, don't be waiting for permission from your husband. If you're working with the laws, he'll come on board soon enough, just like mine did. You're so welcome. I know. So get out there, spend time. I always say, I see after these calls, get your pen and paper out and take action straight away. What is it you want? Really think about it. And if you want to dye your hair purple, go dye your hair purple. Book in that tattoo. Book that holiday. What is it you've always wanted to do? You want to learn how to cook? Go and cook. You want to do something bigger than you've been doing? Step out. Go and do it. Does it scare the heck out of you? Even better. Go and do it, for goodness sake. Stop watching everybody else living their life. Get on the old pony wagon. We can start a wee group. My Little Pony group. Do things that you want that authentically make you happy, and stop worrying about what everybody else thinks. I wouldn't have a whole lot of things if I worried about what everybody else thought. I wouldn't have my amazing husband. He's 17 years older than me. If I had let what people would have thought, age gap, some people have a thing about age gap, I wouldn't be in this happy marriage. Okay? If I let people say, oh sure, 4 dogs is too many, I wouldn't have 4 little amazing dogs that bring us so much joy every day. I wouldn't have a wee pony. I wouldn't be living in the big house I'm living in. It's like, sure, you don't need that house. There's only the 2 of you. So what? Do things that you want, and don't let people's opinions or the fear, because most people won't even say anything to you. It's what we imagine in our mind to stop you doing what you want, okay? Get out there. If you feel like you are being guided to speak with me personally, book a call. I'll put a wee link in with you. Don't wait another day. Don't wait another week. Just get it in. Get it booked in. And then at least you know you're moving towards something worthy. Okay, thank you so much for joining me this morning to hear about my little story about Ocean, and I hope that's given you some real inspiration. I hope it's given you that little bit of energy, that encouragement to do the next step. Okay, life is wonderful. I've been living a wonderful life for so many years now. I'm so grateful for it, and I want it for everybody else. Yeah, this says other people's, options or opinions are none of our business. None of our business. Okay, have the most amazing Sunday. It is gorgeous out here. And I'll just be spending my day reading, cuddling a pony, hugging my dogs, and also do my schedule, because my schedule is going to change now. Now that I'm a pony mama, I got to get that into my schedule. So I'll be spending time with that. How I plan my days is not by chance. It's all my schedule. That's how I get things done. So I'll be doing that. There's never a dull day as a CEO. There's never a dull day. Every day I'm doing something. Alrighty. Have a lovely Sunday. Thank you so much for joining me live and all your lovely comments. I appreciate you all. And I will be back here next Sunday at 10 a.m. for another Sunday session. Bye, everyone.